Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the weekly charts. All right, guys. So first thing I'm going to point out is that my voice is definitely going to sound a little bit different. I've woken up a little bit sick, so that is a thing. So pardon me for that. But we're gonna go over here on the weekly charts, and then we can go down to the daily charts. We can take a look at what we're really seeing into next week, and then we have some nice setups that we have not brought up yet here on this channel, and that will be at the end of the video. All right, so starting here with the weekly charts, I'm going to point out you do have the increasing volume. We did just have quad witching day. We also had OPEX Friday, biggest OPEX we've had all year. That is probably why we had, the massive volume spike here. We can put in tops with these volume spikes, but I'm just going to say right now, this doesn't look inherently bearish to me. It does not. Come here to the daily time frame, you can literally see you just broke up to the upside. And if you do come down, there's a solid chance you find buyers right here, anywhere from 394 down to 390. All right, what that also would align with is right over here with the golden pocket or the 50% retracement. Either way, you're going to come down and tap a fib. You're probably going to get buyers stepping in. But keep in mind, guys, we are looking for a deeper pullback. Do not think that this thing cannot just actually start putting in bearish structure, making a lower low and lower high, and then we do end up actually going lower, and maybe we come all the way down here. All right, guys, this is the weekly update, so we're going to be talking a little bit more about, just the broader picture on things than in the daily updates. And I'm just going to take the time right now to thank every one of you for being here with me. Thank you to everybody who has given me your time, put time into this community here. And we have a lot of new people. Welcome to our community. All right, guys, we are all just students of the market. We're all growing, and we will do that for years to come. I'm excited to be with you guys. All right, but QQ is right here at all-time highs. You did print a doji candlestick off of the daily. You could actually also call that kind of a shooting star, but we're just going to call it a doji candlestick after yesterday's hangman candlestick / doji candlestick. Either way, we have indecision right at resistance. Like, this is the exact 404.58 level that we were watching. You did just have a daily close above it off of heavy volume. We could end up keep squeezing. I'm just putting that one out there, right? But you are stalling out as of right now, right at resistance here on QQ. You come over here to SPY. You were doing the same exact thing. Now, again, you are stalling out here, but I'm going to show you on the hourly time frame what's really going on here on SPY over here, and I'm going to open up your eyes to something that could be taking place early in the week. All right, but as of right now, guys, you do have this wick coming directly off of our 473.07 level, which was right over here. All right, should actually be 473.20. Regardless, this is exactly where you started stalling out. All right, if you pump up a little higher, you're going all-time highs. It's not too much higher than where we are right now. Don't be surprised if it does happen before any meaningful pullback. Just because, DIA here is already broken out. We have, again, quad witching day and OPEX Friday, big OPEX Friday, very big. That could be why we have that heavy volume in the weekly time frame and the daily time frame with all these breakouts. Over here, SPY, QQQ, the IWM, you see the big boy SPX, wherever that guy is, SPX. All right. I'm just pointing out, guys, all right, things don't look too bad. And if this does pull back and you still are in the camp of people who think you're going to get a crash, just know you're now at all-time highs. Whenever that has happened, you have kept going. All right. Yeah, you can get these pullbacks, but you have kept going. You actually slightly overcut all-time highs here, then got your pullbacks. We could be seeing that, guys. We're just really going to have to see what happens here. All right, but every time you just look back, guys, when you break these all-time highs, you continue going. All right, we could do something like this where you put in a lower high, but guys, we're right here, baby, right here. All right, right here, you got volume picking up on this move up. All right, I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna say the same thing I said in my Friday video, guys. I think, or it was in the Thursday video. I'm not sure. Guys, I think we're back in the 2021 market. Obviously, it's the end of 2023 market, but I think we're in the same style environment here where you are going to see a lot of these individual tickers start to go as the indices start getting up to their all-time highs, because people, big money, is going to be like, oh, I missed out. Let me start pumping things. That's what I think we are going to be entering in, guys. We had a lot of We had a lot of big winners over the last 2 weeks here on the channel. Congrats if anybody did end up making money. Just know those setups will continuously be in these videos now at the end of the video. So always stay tuned because I got you, you got me. We're going to kill this market. I wish I knew what kind of market we were dealing with earlier. All right. I knew to be looking for an extremely bullish move here because, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone left a comment. Oh, do your Elliott wave shit. Oh, yeah. This is wave 5. All right. Yeah. No, it could be. Okay. It could be. All right. But I'm just putting out there. You're really going to stall right here at all-time highs? Probably not. All right. In terms of the daily chart, let's just look at this structure. You've had no pullback. You get a pullback, it's going to get eaten. You've had none. All right. Let's just look at the structure of what has happened when you have these parabolic moves. You get the pullback, it gets eaten. All right. I think we very likely could literally just see something like this. All right. See how here you made these lower highs? Well, guys, you've been straight up here in SPY without any higher low. The pullback is going to create the higher low. Do you really think we're going to do this? It's not going to happen. Okay. I can almost guarantee that scenario right there, us going here, is not going to happen. You're not going to come down here. What's going to happen is you're going to come down here and you're going to put in a higher low. It could be here. It could be here. All right. Let's look at our deeper retracement. What are we talking at? Guys, we're talking about that trend line tap. What is that going to align with? Our 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. There is your confluence. Now, what can we also add onto this chart? We can add on the 200 daily moving average. Let's just see where that aligns with our golden pocket over there. All right. Just throw that on right there. All right, and you could see, oh, if we come down here, this thing's probably going to keep sloping upwards because we got some room to catch up here. Probably going to line right with here by the time, if we really get a very quick flush that shakes the tree here, like a very big shake, this is a scenario I'm paying attention to. Guys, I'm very bullish on this dip. All right, I got my list of tickers that I will be buying. Obviously, when I see setups, you guys are gonna, get them here in the channel. Discord, obviously, will, get exact details and everything like that. But I'm just putting it out here, guys. As far as the indices goes, this is like one of two scenarios I'm looking for. The other scenario is you're gonna come back here to 460 and you're gonna pop back up. Well, we're gonna say 460 to right here. This little range you had built here. All right, as long as you hold this, then it's not looking too bad, in my opinion. You had this range, all right. You literally have that aligning right here with 459, the July top over here, 459.44, the high of this candlestick. All right, it aligns there. You were consolidating. You broke up. You very easily could get a break and retest. I pointed this out in one of my last week's videos. This is funny. I was laughing because, hey, a lot of people are looking for the pullback, including me. Guess what? The thing just broke up to a new high, and the pullback could very easily just be met with buyers at the previous high. All right, so that's really what I think is setting up here over here in SPY, either this or this. And I've explained my reasonings for both right here. You have the classic break and retest of a key level over here, as well as over here. So we're going to call this new zone here our supply zone. We're going to keep the levels on the chart just to, keep them in the back of their mind. But yeah, we're looking at that. That's why that would end up happening, the confluence between what's going on here. And then you also would have boom, 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 golden pocket, boom, boom, boom. All right. Or you're going to take a trip down memory lane. We're going to come all the way back down here to 430, 430, 435. That's really my two scenarios that I'm looking for over here. But what happens in both of those? Boom. All right. What happens in both of them is we go to new all-time highs. And if you want to tell me that, I'm ludicrous for saying we're extremely likely going to push all-time highs here in SPY and QQ very soon, I don't know what to tell you. DIA has already broken out to a new all-time high. I just showed you back on QQQ what happens when you break out to the new all-time high. You keep going. You're in a bull market. I'm not saying we're not going to have these pullbacks, but guys, get ready. Things are going to be popping off across the board when FOMO starts kicking in. That is what I'm getting at. All right, so that is SPY. That is QQ. We already went over. DIA, I'm just going to point out, you're already at the new all-time high, so we're really going to have to see what happens here. You had that increasing volume on the breakout here on the weekly time frame. Your RSI is all the way overbought right now. It can continue. Okay, it can continue. You have volume backing this move. We know buyers are supporting it. They continuously are bidding up this market. Now, we're going to have to see where this pulls back to, but let's just look in terms of, what are the scenarios here? Guys, we got a few of them. We got 3 of them, actually. All right. Looking at break and retest off of previous all-time high. Scenario number 2, break and retest off of right here. All right, which was your August high, July top. All right, or we're going to be having what I said, that larger pullback here and doing something like that, similar to what I pointed out in SPY, if it were to backtest that trend line it broke out of. All right, which let's actually come back over here to SPY, and I will point out, guess what? This was just a bull flag. So if you backtest, it's going to be even more strong. It's not just a downtrend break. This is a bull flag. All right, do you guys remember this picture being on a chart for quite some time? All right, does not look too bad to me. It really does not. Or you can go like this. Oh, parallel trend, bull flag, guys. Massive bull flag. Speaking of bull flags, guys, we got a massive setup going into this week that I am very excited about. We got a few of them. All right. But before we get into that, let's go discuss the hourly time frame, because I mentioned that to you guys. We have a different picture over here on SPY's hourly time frame. You can actually bring it down to the 30-minute time frame to get a more refined picture. Guys, you see a breakout early on in the week on Monday, and say we gap up to here, you're probably going to start pushing. All right, I'm just putting it out there. You're probably going to take out this high. Maybe you start pushing up here. You're going to have resistance anywhere from right here, 480 down to 475. So we're really going to have to see what happens. That is weekly resistance up there. That is where your seller stepped in at all-time highs. That is what I'm paying attention to. All right, but keep in mind, guys, you see how all of these had pullbacks, right? You got your pullbacks, and then you finally just moved. All right, well, this right here, what I'm looking at, guys, I don't even care about LE Wave too much. All right, but for the person who left a comment yesterday, all right, I wasn't going to sit there arguing. Yeah, guys, SPY to 400, we're going to crash because rates are so getting cut right now. Like right now, guys, they just started the most aggressive rate cut cycle in history, guys. SPY to fucking 300. All right, that's what's about to be going down. This is what some of these people in the comments want me to agree with them on. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? All right. They announced there's going to be 3 rate cuts in 2024. Whenever they do the rate cuts, that's when things break. We have not had any rate cut yet. All right. What we did have is a decrease in the SEP forecast. All right. And that shows that the Fed is turning dovish. I pointed that out in the video after FOMC. Now, what am I also going to say, guys? All right. Yes, I'm so with you. I've been with you the whole entire time, but I've been pointing out you're not going to get a crash until you start cutting those rates. When they announce the pause or the actual pivot, I told you guys, you're going to get a short squeeze like you haven't seen before. All right, you're going to get one of these bad boys. Guys, what do you think this is? All right, we got it. It's here. All right, guys, I think my voice is getting better as we go throughout this video. I got work at 1 o'clock. Hope things work out. All right, let's hope. Let's hope. Honestly, I don't think I smell, or not smell. I definitely don't smell bad. I hope you guys smell good too, guys. Smelling good is always going to be a good thing. All right. Good breath is always goes. I deal with a lot of people with bad breath. I'm just kind of forced to sit there with them, and I'm like, let me sit back a little bit. But yeah, back to the charts. All right, guys, short squeeze. We just got that pause / pivot, whatever you want to call it. We haven't gotten the actual pivot, but they told us we're pivoting. Guys, we're about to see that short squeeze. We're about to see the FOMO enter the market. Guys, I went to sales training this week up in New York, and the people who are there, they're on the sidelines in the market mostly. They're ready to buy in. They're waiting to buy in. And now that the Fed is doing this, now is when they want to buy in. Now, maybe they're with the crowd, okay? Maybe. But I'm also going to, well, one of these guys ended up writing it up. That's pretty solid, all right? Ended up writing up this whole move. That's sexy. All right? Shane, if you're out there, I think you're dope. I think you're a cool dude. Cool dude. But yeah, I'm just going to say, guys, I do already personally, I know people who are wanting to get into the market. They're like, holy crap, we're in a new bull market. This is exactly what we were waiting on. So I'm just pointing out, yeah, you could get those rate cuts next year, but what happens if they're in, someone mentioned June? Why are you getting mad in the comment section about, me being bullish before June? That is 6 months out. Who thinks like this? Who is going to take a short position, all right, because a market's going to crash, or you're going to stop trading the market because you think the market's going to crash in 6 months? That is a lot of freaking time. All right, I don't understand someone's logic behind that, but these are the comments that pop up. I'm just going to say, guys, I love you all. All right, I really do. Even the haters. All right, I'll leave a heart on your comment. Someone said, why'd you leave a heart on my comment? I was like, because I appreciate your comment. I don't care what the comment was. I appreciate you for the algo. All right. Also, hey, like I said earlier in the video, guys, I really appreciate having this community. All right, we've grown quite a bit here, guys. We're gonna be pushing 5K soon. It's gonna be nice, and we're gonna go after 10K. All right, guys, IWM is also right up here at resistance, though. So, like, I'm just pointing out everything besides the AA is up at resistance. You do have these heavy volume spikes. Your RSIs, the weekly RSIs, are getting to overbought territory. I'll actually put on what I put on the other day here, and I'll show you guys a better picture here. You got the RSI saying one picture, but guys, we could literally just be getting this party started. Doesn't look too bad to me. It really does not look too bad to me. This is on the weekly time frame. Guys, IWM could literally be about to explode. You have bullish divergence going on here, a massive bullish divergence here on the MACD. All right, it literally could be about to explode. DXY, I pointed this out in the other video. All right, you do have this bullish divergence going on here. Now, I pointed out on the, not the MACD over on the RSI, but you have the bullish divergence going on here on both of them. Could be starting that pullback. All right, like this DXY spiking could be what spooks the market. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. All right, you know, things aren't looking too bad. They are looking like we could pull back. That's really I want you to leave this video with that. But when you pull back, watch these break and retests. Now on the pullback, go over some setups to be paying attention to these break and retests. And before we get into that, VIX, guys, still does have that daily bullish divergence over here on the relative strength index, our RSI. Or there's now a yellow line there. Let's take that bad boy off. All right, style, boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right, you still do have your bullish divergence going on down here on your daily RSI as you're at long-term support. I don't think this is going to, you know, not pull back the market. I think we're very likely going to be pulling back. All right, let's actually take off this 20 level though. It's not needed. Okay. Now, setups. Okay, setups, guys. Told you there are some on here that we have not brought up in the previous videos. All right, guys. Some of these are pretty darn juicy. SMCI just had a breakout from this daily bull flag. Massive bull flag, might I add. With, I'm not going to say increasing volume, but you did have heavy volume on that day. So I do think this is probably going to continue its momentum. All right, your RSI can continue higher. All right, we could see this can get going. And just as a point of reference to, like, you know, a similar setup to this, you had your consolidation for a while. You broke out. Got the break and retest. Right off the bat, you broke out. It was a pretty explosive move right there, 10%. What happens if you get that move over here in SMCI? Guys, you get the December 29, was it 340s, all right? For, I want to say the $200, all right? We get the quick move I think we're going to get here. I think those are actually going to go to about $1,000. So, you know, yes, premiums are juiced, but if you're playing what I am interested in playing here, then, you know, you're only trying to play the short-term breakout. And at the end of the day, we're also going to get a very sick setup here. And I'm going to have my alert for it because we already saw what Avgo did. And SMH, guys, has really been going absolutely bananas. All right? This thing does not look bearish to me, even in the slightest bit. Not even freaking close. And if we're just going to look at this cup and handle that formed right here, all right, even this is going to end up going higher. All right? There's that. What is the next setup we're paying attention to? Roblox. Roblox also just had the weekly trend break. You have not had this trend break. This is the first one. It came off of increasing volume. Yes. Holy voice cracks. I told you guys my voice is not okay right now. Like, is okay, not okay. Guys, you have a bull pennant down here on the weekly time frame. You got a downtrend break going on here. With the increasing volume, your RSI is overbought already. But I do think you're probably going to see some boom boom action in the upward direction over here on Roblox. I think immediate targets would be $47 up here, $47.50. And then we're probably going to come up here and test $50. All right. That is really what I'd be looking out for. All right. Obviously, you do have resistance so, like right over here at $46. So I guess we could take it from there and put it down there. I guess, you know, we have 4 touch points here. We might as well do that. But yeah, guys, this is where your sellers are going to be stepping in here. You're going to step in at 46, probably right up here at, you know, almost 48. We'll call it 47.50 to $48. And then all the way up here at $50. It's really what I'm looking for. Now, what am I looking for on the daily time frame for a sexy entry? If I see it, I pounce. All right, guys, bull pennant on the daily time frame. You just broke out to the upside. You did break above the weekly resistance here, which I also want to point out. You have not been able to get a close above that. You just did. You also got a close above the downtrend. That's so sexy. Okay? That is so freaking sexy. This is a nice setup. All right? I'm not going to say it's a sexy setup on the market because it ain't. We got better ones. All right? But put it on the radar. If you see the back test, that's when I am fully interested, guys, in taking my shot at this play. I do think it's probably going to continue going, but as you see, that daily RSI is all the way up there. So I'm looking for that pullback, baby. If we get it down to this downtrend, 40 bucks, anywhere from 40 bucks to 42 bucks, guys, there we go. Next setup, GME. Jesus. It shouldn't be saying Jesus. It's bad. I gotta stop that. It's a bad habit. All right, guys, but right here. Oh, how am I gonna work today, dude? This sucks. It's okay. I ain't got a fever. It's 98.7. That's like, I know that's on the higher end. It's like right under. I feel like when you get into the 99s, isn't that a fever? I feel like I'm normally high 97s or low 98s. Now I'm high 98s. I got a headache, sore throat, stuffy nose, which I took my Concerta this morning and like over the hour it kicked in. My stuffy nose like kind of went away. It was a really cool feeling. I don't know how that all works. Spikes of dopamine. I don't know. My everything clears up. I have absolutely no idea. But it was the thing. And I'm also on Dayquil, so you know, I should be good. I should be good, you know. Yeah, guys, very sexy reversal setup, or reversal candidate, I should say, over here on GME. All right. If you do get the breakout, which could happen in the coming weeks, immediate target is going to be 2450. Well, 2460. This is where you can see that is very clearly on the weekly time frame where your sellers are stepping in here. I'd be looking for a quick move up here off the breakout. You want to see volume on that. And then for the back test, something like that. Or you're going to really just get moving and grooving here. All right, guys, I think GME is a pretty sexy reversal setup right now, or a reversal candidate. You got this daily bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. You broke out to the upside. You're probably going to continue up and break out of this downtrend. All right, but you're watching for the weekly close over there on that downtrend. If you can get it, I think things start getting pretty juicy over here on GME. And yeah, next setup, XPEV. XPEV does have an inverse head and shoulders formation over here on the daily time frame. What do we also have? We have this larger falling wedge here that you broke out of, and I'm not going to say you're back testing, but you are literally just getting a pullback right now. And then you have this head and shoulders formation. If you could see this action right here and you can get up there, which I'm just going to say I would be taking the long position down here, not up there. But once you get up here, that's when the setup actually gets really juicy. But as people are, you know, scaling in, you're going to be able to scale out as long as you're taking advantage of this. All right, so that is, you know, definitely a setup to watch going into this week. I can't promise I'll trade it just because I'm already trading some EV names, NIO and Tesla. We're going to talk about those right now, and I think they offer better setups, but this thing is definitely, you know, up there right now. And we already saw what Rivian did, guys. The EV sector is going. It's happening, okay? You guys saw Carvana. I'm not going to say all these names are going to do what Carvana does. This thing goes absolutely insane. We knew this was going to be an outsized mover. Definitely an outsized mover, all right? But coming back over here to XPEV, guys, you got this falling wedge here. On the break of this other falling wedge, you got the inverse head and shoulders formation going on here. You can really bring that over here. Here, it doesn't really matter where you want to do it, all right? You have a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder on this pullback. And, yeah, if you could start breaking out to the upside of this falling wedge, then I do think things are probably going to be getting pretty juicy over here on XPEV. Next setup, which I think is definitely the hottest setup going this week, is Tesla. I think this thing's going to go apeshit. Pardon my French. I think it's going to go bananas. All right. You just had your weekly trend break. I'm just going to point this out here on the weekly time frame. How long did this consolidation take? Guys, that is 27 bars. We have been consolidating for half a year. That is what I want to make very clear. You just broke out off a hammer candlestick with increasing volume on the weekly time frame, and you broke out from this daily bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. You done did it. Get her dern, Tesla. Get her dern. I think this thing doesn't really matter what SPY and QQ is going to do next week. I think this thing's probably going to have a pretty quick move up to 270. All right, that's really what we're looking here on the weekly time frame. You're looking for 270 to 280 to be hit pretty quick. All right, you have this larger inverse head and shoulders formation here. So obviously, we're going to keep this on the radar. If you come up here and you start stalling out right here at your 280 trend line up here, it's going to align with this resistance right here if we push it next week or the week after. Guess what? All right, we're going to take a chill pill. We're going to wait, okay, because you're probably going to get some action like this. Okay, and then we're probably going to, I'm not saying you're going to push all-time highs over here in Tesla, all right? But, you know, you see where this thing was over there. You see the setup we're rocking with right now. Let's just actually take a look at what was the last bull flag setup breakout right here. You exploded, okay? You exploded. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You didn't take that much, you you know, time to consolidate was half the time you spent over here. All right. And guess what? In 3 weeks, you saw a $64 move. You saw a 32% move on that breakout. What happens on this breakout? All right. Boom, 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 boom. So you guys see what I'm saying? If we're going to match that energy, hey, we're seeing Tesla come back up to test 300. And if it does, that's your breakout. And then you're looking for the break and retest, or you just want to get very bullish on the breakout, be my guest. All right. The thing's sexy. It's sexy. NEO. All right. This thing is also sexy. You can even see it on the weekly time frame, just basing down here. You had this previous falling wedge here. You could really see it right here. All right. You broke up. Boom. Got the pullback. I think we very much so can see a pretty similar move. All right. You saw how freaking crazy it went last time you got this breakout. All right. I'm talking something like that. I'm talking we're probably going to be pushing up to 9s, to 10s, to 11s if this thing really can break. All right. And if you come over here to the daily time frame, you could really see, guys, we have a sexy setup here. Whether you want to look at this as a double bottom, inverse head and shoulders, a falling wedge, breakout into a larger falling wedge with the back test, break and retest. Now you're stalling out right at resistance. And on top of that, you have this as well. Okay. Like everything is all aligning so perfectly here on this name. I think this thing is about to break out. Let me just look at some very similar setups we played over the previous weeks. Right over here, you were brewing up to break out of your base. You ended up breaking out of your base. Carvana, very similar setup. You started basing down here with this inverse head and shoulders. All right, let me just show you what you're looking at here. Not pretty, but you know, it's something like that. Either way, we're looking at these bases, guys. You come over here to SoFi. What do we have? All right. You had this base. Okay. And then broken retest. I'm looking for something similar on Mr. Neo. That I am. Oh, and then you come over to Rivian. Yeah, this is actually probably the closest setup we got to this right now. All right. Something like this. All right. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout. Break and retest. That's, guys, we're going to play this the same exact way. All right. But that's Neo. Okay. I do think this thing is brewing up for a big break. AI. This is the next one that I am definitely keeping on my watch list here. All right, guys. If you could break above 31.70 right here, you got a shot. You had a shot at pushing all the way up to 37 bucks. Now, you did have an 11% day the other day. Now you're stalling out, consolidating right here at resistance. I think this is extremely similar to this. Right here, stalling out directly at resistance. All right. You know, things were stalling out directly at resistance. I think this is exactly what we're doing right here. All right. So keep it on the watch list. Keep it on the radar. All right, guys. So those are the setups that I am paying attention going into this following week. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit of a longer video because these are the weekly updates. We cover a lot more detail in these videos. If you enjoy spending time with me, 28 minutes talking about some charts, getting prepared for the coming week, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because, you know, you will get notified whenever we release a video, and that's a plus. Yeah, with that being said, guys, everybody have a lovely rest of your weekend. I appreciate the crap out of you, and peace.